Now, is the police force at breaking point? Just 24 hours ago, some forces were accused of giving criminals a green light after admitting that they've given up investigating certain crimes.
Well, one woman who would almost certainly agree with this accusation is Grace, who just 2 weeks ago was left terrified and without police support for 3 days after burglars ransacked her house.
Too scared to reveal her true identity, Grace joins us now, along with Crime Commissioner Olly Martins from Bedfordshire Police. And welcome, Grace. Thank you very much indeed for coming along today. So explain what happened to you. You'd arrived back in the car with the family and you got to the house.
Yeah, I saw that my front room's window was widely open. The light was on. I just entered the house from the back door, which was widely open. It just rained through the house and I could see that all our wardrobes were open. The bags were, you know, looking for, and they just took everything I had.
So you obviously called the police?
I did call, but I was not in my senses. I was really stressed. My sister called the police and they told us they are going to come back. They're going to see us in the night and next morning.
And obviously you think at this moment that your house is now a crime scene. So you don't want to touch anything, you don't want to touch door handles, you don't want to close the door because you think the police are going to come any moment, take fingerprints and work towards finding the person. And also, really key to this story is that the back door was open, but your house wasn't cold.
No.
So from that, you derived that whoever had been in the house hadn't left that long ago.
No, just a few minutes before.
So therefore, if the police had turned up, maybe they were in the area? I
believe, yeah, they would be caught if the police turn out on time.
Well, let's not forget also that they stole £10,000. They stole your life savings.
Yes.
Not sensible to have £10,000 in cash in the house in the first place.
Yeah, this is true, but the thing is, my mom was visiting me from France and I was thinking it's my money. I saved it for my house and I thought giving it to my mom and she brings with her because we were too tempted to use them here. Yeah. So she needed it for a short period of time, so that maybe it's
absolutely.
Well, what you do with your money is your own affair, of course. But how long was it before they arrived? And when they arrived, what did they say?
The police?
Yes.
Well, the first thing they told me, I was very lucky to have, because I complained how come they came too late. They left me alone with my 8-month-old baby with the broken doors between 2 nights.
Wow.
And when they arrived, they're saying me that I was lucky to have them after 36 hours, because usually it could take up to 1 week before they come.
Gosh,
because the burglary is not priority for them.
And how has that made you feel? I mean, you must have been
I'm living in insecurity. I'm just feeling that I'm living in a house where, you know, anyone can come anytime. Yeah. You just broke the door and you can enter in a private life of someone else. I'm just feeling that someone is walking in my house all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, the security, this is the basic needs of a human being. And I don't feel secure in my house. I've been stressed. I was vomiting all the night. They didn't even give me a call to tell me when they are coming. They didn't even tell me what to do, not to touch the surface, anything. I was not advised anything.
Well, yours is not obviously an isolated affair. Many people have said this, and so, as we said, we're joined now by Olly, who's the Crime Commissioner. What's a Crime Commissioner?
I'm the person who employs the Chief Constable on behalf of the public, and I set the strategic priorities for the force. OK,
so what are your strategic priorities for the force?
Well, I can certainly say that in relation to Bedfordshire, burglary is still part of our control strategy, so it is still something that is an important priority for the force. And clearly, I can only speak for Bedfordshire. I can't speak for what happened to Grace in Manchester. But I will say, you know, before I was a Police and Crime Commissioner, I spent 8 years working for victim support. So I do understand the impact that burglary has, and it is important not to blame the victim for.
But it does seem like a green light, doesn't it? If you're in Manchester and you're thinking, well, no one's going to come and get my fingerprints, so, you know, we might as well go for it. I mean, it's terrifying, actually.
Well, it is a comment on the condition of policing in Britain today. You know, where police forces are under a lot of pressure. Bedfordshire particularly is under a lot of pressure. What we have done in Bedfordshire, though, we were previously trying to get to people like burglary victims as soon as possible, but they may not have been the highest risk people.
So what crimes aren't high risk for you?
Well, we use what's called a threat harm risk assessment.
Which would include what?
Well, it doesn't just look at the crime, it also looks at the victim. So if it's a vulnerable victim, then that is going to be a high priority. So I can't say to you, oh, you know, we'll visit all burglary victims or we won't visit all burglary victims. We will look at the vulnerability, we will look at the individual circumstances.
By the time you've looked at that, you might as well get down there.
Well, if you came to Bedfordshire, you would be able to sit in our control room and you would be able to watch a police force running out of units to deploy to the calls coming in.